Welcome to of Redemption, where we redeem your Monday one roll at a time. Grab your snack, grab your drink of choice, and let's get rolling. Hey everyone,
It's time for season two.
season two begins tonight.
Woo! We back, baby.
Yo,
All together on the stream at the same time.
It's
new
amazing.
art
I'm so
by.
excited.
If you didn't notice, our new art is by Swen. She made every single one of these OCs for us, like
I have
OC
another
art
mug.
for us, and we made the OCs.
That's
She
existing.
made our
That's
logo,
existing.
so
But same person.
extremely talented. Go support her because she is the best.
Thank you, Swen, for
Also,
beautiful
tell me
art.
how to wait. She's abroad.
Ah, yes.
She's not from around here, but she's great. She might be. Sleeping.
I was definitely confused because it was like 2 a.m. and I'd be up and she's posting and going, normal people aren't up at 2 a.m. like me. What's
She
going
might be
on?
awake. I don't know exactly her time zone, but you know.
Not here, so that
Not
made a
here.
lot more sense thinking about it.
I also responded at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was like, everyone's gonna wake
is
up
wrong
and be
with
like,
lazy
what are
people?
these two idiots doing?
That's a good question. But
Oh, my
anyway,
goodness.
yeah, we got full audience coming in hot. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a big day. So let's get this going.
All right. So we have a little bit of an outline because one of the things we didn't get to do, at least not well with season 1, was get a proper introduction to the world. So you're going to get to hear a whole lot of my voice, so you're welcome.
I love your
And
voice.
if I'm doing something terrible, somebody stop me. But that's where we're
love
going
stopping
to be.
you.
Yes, exactly. I know. I've got both best of both worlds right here. And I've got to learn to find my cursor. So we're going to do a little bit of world building, set the stage, and then I'll let everyone introduce themselves. So we've got some time for questions in the chat, and then we're going to get into it because if you're not on the Discord, you need to be on the Discord. These amazing people have been doing some awesome writing, some really cute writing, and I've just played a little with their trauma. So I've got a whole season worth of trauma still to play with, and yeah, so let's get into it. Sorry, old man eyes, got to zoom in a little bit more than that. In the beginning, before time was measured, the One, the God of creation, spoke all that is into existence. From the endless expanse of the plains to the smallest grains of sand on a seashore, it was all his, and he formed it. He named them and gave them power. The coming of the light, the dawn. He named this light Lathander. The light that danced in the darkness, he called her Selune. On and on, the One created the worlds, the forces of the worlds, and the dominion to govern those forces. Then, the One breathed life into existence. He gifted the power of choice to that which he had created, and he bestowed upon them the knowledge of good and of evil. Armed with wisdom, and with that power of choice, darkness took up her own name, Shar. The history that unfolded as the gods of the worlds clashed among one another, immortal forces that were established for all time. This is a tale best kept beneath the bound leathers of lost tomes in forgotten libraries. The result, however, was that the One intervened into his own creation, tore down some of his established dominions, and bestowed upon the worlds, upon all living creatures, the ability of choice, the knowledge of right and wrong, and direct access to his own power. This power is commonly known as magic, and she goes by the name Mystra. This is the history of our cosmos in the common tongue. In fact, many of the celestial bodies and great forces above, below, and in between are known by different names by the innumerable cultures of the worlds. Lathander, for example, has been known as Ra, Apollo, Pelor, Shamish, and Sol, just to name a few. But all of this is merely the foundation, prehistory, if you will. The conclusion of the Gods' War is the beginning of time as we now have it recorded here on Gaia. Ages have come and ages have gone since Mystra's weave was introduced. Cultures have grown, civilizations have fallen, gods were born, and gods have been slain. It is here that we find ourselves at the close of the Gilded Age, as our new heroes take their first steps towards destiny. Let us pause and meet our cast and our characters. Amelia, you sent me yours pre-written, so you get to go first.
I did. I always have to do things, pre-writing, so I don't mess up. So hi, my name is Amelia. I am married to our lovely DM, Robert, here. I'm a busy homeschool mom and an artist. You can find my work on Instagram at Amelie the Archer with little underlinies between each word. Amelie the Archer. And for season 2, I will be playing Ida Ulrichsen, who is a half-elf ranger werewolf. This is my first time playing ranger. I normally play clerics, so everybody be patient with me, please. Ada is basically a Viking with anger issues. She's sworn to protect her twin sister Diana, and she's like, you know how pit bulls look very, very fierce and scary, but they're just really big babies and are scared of their own shadows? That is Ada Ulrichsen, and she's looks very angry, looks very scary, but it's just because she's scared and refuses to show it. So there she is.
With that, we're going to toss it to Janine.
Hi, I'm Janine. I am playing Diana Ulrichsen, Ada's twin sister. I am married to Peter, who is playing Halson. He's to one of these sides of me. And I am also a cosplayer, content creator on Instagram, occasionally TikTok, but not so much. I just use TikTok to call you all to come over here, really. I am, you can find me under Gilded J. An important thing to know about me is I am very pregnant. So at one point, I will be having a small person in the very near future. Yes, anyway, so season 2, we playing Diana. She is a Viking as well. She is currently classed as a half-elf warlock because I tried to do cleric at one point and I did not love it so much. Leave that to Amelia forever. So yes, we are playing warlock, so I got to, play with a little bit of magic, a little bit of flavor. And she is a priestess for Selena and is the heir jarl for her village. So her main thing right now is they're heading back to the village so that she can marry her betrothed, Ivan Björgensen of, I don't know how to say it.
Kendra.
Sure. Amelia made up most of the names.
Bless you.
And
it's a problem.
She's been betrothed to him ever since they were children, but she doesn't actually want to marry him because he's kind of, a jock. Don't really care about him that much. Not her type, but you do what you gotta do for the kingdom. And so she's a little salty about that, but she's, accepted it through the years, rebelled against it quite a bit, but right now there's like a war going on back home, and if she marries him, then, the alliance will be stronger, her people will be protected. Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do for her people, I guess. Yeah, and I think the important thing you need to know that you missed in the Discord, so you better go to the Discord, is right now she's having a flirtationship with Hal. So it's not going great. This whole goal of staying faithful is hard. for her, not me. I'm very convinced.
Yeah, disclaimer.
Disclaimer, I'm very, very taken if you couldn't figure out by the, procreation.
All right. Catherine, you seem to have brought a friend to the table. Would you like to share out next?
Yes, I am Catherine, keeper of adoptable kittens. This is Snorty. He's very happy. If you are local-ish to any of us, and you like any of the babies, reach out. Anyway, my name's Catherine. I am married to Nathan. I am playing Ray, who is an exotic dancer paladin. She just took oaths, her paladin oaths, and so she's just trying to figure out what her life looks like now that she has a stated mission and purpose.
Very fun. Nathan?
I am Nathan. I am playing Phineas Blackthorn, the prince to somewhere in the line of the throne for the Avarcian kingdom, currently in the midst of a civil war. I am married to Catherine right over there. Because I checked which way I should point, because that's the kind of person I am, and that's what you should know about me. In terms of hobbies, I've got Legos on my desk. I like to run. I like music, whole bunch of it. But yeah, so Phineas Blackthorn, heir to the throne. He is a wizard. He would like nothing better than to just stick his nose in a scroll and ignore all of his problems. Somehow, I don't think that is going to work out. He is presumably human. Yeah. Oh, and I don't post much on social media, but if you want to find me for some reason, at Nathan from PA on Instagram is probably your best bet. Or the Discord. Get in the Discord. I'll talk to you in the Discord. Let's do that.
All right, Mr. Peter.
I'm Peter. I am married to Janine with the Diana title right there. Because I did not check which way I was pointing, even though I did it like 3 times in a row. It's fine. Other hobbies, I like to do Spartan races. So, if you like Spartan races,
Trifecta.
I want to do that with you.
Yay, July!
Yay, July. It's
I'm
okay.
gonna
You'll be fine.
die.
I'll make sure you don't die. It's fine.
Fine.
It's totally fine.
Thanks.
You can find me on Instagram at FalconVaulter, but you might as well just go to Gilded J, unless you're specifically looking for posts about me, because pretty much 99% of the posts on my Instagram are just collaborations with Janine. So, if you want to filter it down to me, just go to my page. That's fine. Most of our pages are also linked in our Linktree, which just got posted to the chat, so check that out if you want to find the Discord and other things. I will be playing Hal, or Halcyon, or Halcyon the Radiant Fist, or for those who knew him at home before the age of 13, Clarence Antilles.
Oak Father guide
I
us.
cannot wait to in character find out that your name is freaking Clarence.
Give you a little bit of teaser that Hal has a bunch of secrets. None of them are dark secrets per se, though they are surprising. He is human presenting. He is a monk, a Sun Soul monk, my first monk, so this will be very interesting. He is very much a golden retriever boy who is gung-ho on the idea of helping Diana get to her betrothed Ivan, despite the fact that he's very sad that she's betrothed, not in love, and will never find love. And that is very sad. And he's also starting to develop a thing for her that he's not allowed to, so that's totally fine. But if you want to read more about that, go to the Discord. Yeah, that's all I'm going to give you right now, so...
Nice. Yeah, I think Amelia's mic is coming off a little quiet.
This has never
Um,
happened ever. Can you hear me? Am I
was gonna
coming?
say.
I've never been told that I need to be louder. They used to turn off my mic during at my old church because I was too loud.
Use that diaphragm. Use that diaphragm now.
Can you all hear me better now? If I project. Oh well, I don't know how to fix it. So it is what it is.
It's coming through.
It is what it is.
Equal with everyone else's volume on my side.
Okay.
There it is.
I guess that's one thing to know about
I'll
me.
just-
I'm running
I'll
the
just-
stream technology, so if there are issues,
Yeah,
let
I
me
was.
know.
Ah, yes. He
Yep,
is our
um,
tech guy. I'm the comedic relief.
I take slight offense to that, but that's okay. Nathan's our backup tech guy.
Yes.
I was gonna say Nathan is also our moderator. He does a lot of work monitoring things, keeping things safe. So if you say something rude, he will find you.
Yes, I will.
And he's
Behave.
pretty nice about it. So. Yeah, everyone has their roles and pieces to this puzzle, and from the tech work to the background work to social media and being adorable.
That's me.
That's an effort.
That's all I
job.
do. That's all I contribute.
I truly adore what we do here. Yeah, I am Robert. My name is Robert. I am playing Robert, and literally everything else in the world. So I am the Dungeon Master. I can't get behind being called the Game Master. I don't know why. I'm just old school. I've been playing D&D for almost 30 years now. So, it was second edition, and it was called the Dungeon Master, and I just kind of got stuck there. So you'll see occasions. Tonight I'm wearing my Rules of Redemption shirt. Some days you'll rock out my Paladin shirt.
He needs a new one. it's falling
Yeah,
apart.
we're gonna have to as the new logo gets put up on our place to buy things. I'll probably be getting a new one of these. I have D&D socks. So I'm a dad. I am the husband of the very amazing Amelia, and that's really all there is to me. I'm not very complicated, and I don't have enough time for any more hobbies. So, yeah, you can find me on our Discord. I have an Instagram that I don't use. I get tagged in our stuff.
I
So
didn't
if
even
you actually want to talk to
know
me,
you had an Instagram.
right? Exactly. So, Max, I send pictures back and forth to Max on Instagram.
Oh,
Do you
you
mean
do send
memes?
stuff to me
You send memes.
on
We're friends.
Instagram.
Sure, that's the thing you do on Instagram is memes and reels. Look at me. I know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Don't tell people that you're sending pictures.
To people's DMs.
I mean, sometimes I send
Yeah.
pictures.
Sliding into your DMs
Max
with
is-
pictures.
Max and I are both of the elder persuasion, so he's not quite as old as I am.
That
and
did
he's
not
way
come out
cooler
how
than
you
I am.
intended it, for
That-
the record.
That's
All
fine.
right, fine.
Yeah.
I give up. I'm going back to D&D. So for season 2, I am the Dungeon Master. You are entering the world of Gaia, and I am here to cause trauma and healing to all of the players. So, and hopefully tell a story along the way. With all of that, I'm going to go back and find my notes. The beautiful thing about doing these little recaps and intros to the characters is A, it bought me a ton of time. B, you have a little background knowledge of what I'm going to give you. So I do apologize if there is any overlap with what I'm about to read off from our session 0 that they've been playing through for the past 2 months or 3 months or 6 months for some of these people, and what you just heard. But you have a little background. For the past few weeks, we have followed our heroes as they have befallen challenges, come across trials and hardships brought on by predestined fate. Your own backstories. What do you get when your ingredients are 1 map, a psychically talking cat, and 2 boys who are just searching for their place in the world? You get our first meeting. It's the one that was only talked about as a story. We didn't actually record it. Our Sunsmile child, Halcyon, had a completely by chance meeting with a talking cat and its owner. The cat did not actually talk to Hal, it merely talked to its owner, but this was enough to intrigue and to form a bond of alliance. Hal and Phineas, our young scholar, promised to rendezvous in a week's time in the village of Falcon Ridge. Our next recipe calls for a mix of beauty, brains, and dance. Having left Hal to pursue his journey to Japhic, Phineas finds himself bound by fate, destiny, and a splash of blood to the beauty that is Ray. Recently charged with ancient oaths and knowledge, Ray becomes Phineas's protector as they journey to meet Hal. Their journey brings them through two terrible challenges: crossing the dangerous and heavily guarded border into the war-torn lands that Phineas is supposed to one day own, and facing down the army of the Queen of Avarcia, Phineas's aunt, who wants him dead. Through guile, luck, and some divining portents, the pair make their way through these perilous lands. Our final cake comes with icing. The twins, Ada and Diana, endured a fateful voyage that ended in disaster, because when I let the two of them write, nothing ever ends happily ever after. Through trickery and treachery, the two princesses were abandoned in a strange and foreign land without coin or weapon. Worst of all, Ada, our resident werewolf, was collared by their assailants, rendering her innate powers null and void. Armed with little more than the blessings of the Moon Maiden, the hardened determination of all Viking warriors, and Diana's blind determination to marry a man she despises because it is for the greater good of her people, the pair find themselves with the third wheel. Our very own beautiful, smiling sunshine boy, Hal. Through their own ruse, and to all of our amusement, they too find their own path through the heavily guarded gates of Avarcia. Their story is full of highs, lows, moonlit walks, fake marriages, and some heavily Jones-coded romanticy. For the first time in forever, though, Ada and Diana almost feel like they're at home. Our three heroes sit on a wooden bench amidst a bustling meadery. The Viking-style tavern smells of sweet wine, sweaty people, and day-old fish. After an uneventful 2-day journey from the town of Alcium, Hal, Ada, and Diana have arrived in the village of Falcon Ridge, just after breakfast. How is Hal feeling now that he gets to have his name back?
It's a lot less awkward. Not that he didn't like pretending to be married to Diana. That was actually quite nice, but slightly confusing because it was too easy to pretend, and she was very convincing. So it feels good to have the charade off, and to be able to be refocused on his purpose-finding journey.
How are the twins doing?
Well, the location feels more like home than they've been used to, since it's more Viking inspired. It is a relief to not have to pretend to be married to Hal, because it, again, was just a little too comfortable. And Ada had said that she was pregnant with Hal's baby. And so that was very relieving to drop the bruiser.
It's just funny.
And now we're a little bit closer to getting Ada's moonstone color off, and so therefore she will then be in a better mood, and then everything will be better.
Yeah, Ada has been a little bit distracted and has completely missed any of the genuine faces that Hal and Diana have given each other. Just like completely, it's not picking up on that element of them crushing on each other at all. Zero, none. at all.
She's so surprised to Diana because she's like literally checked every single time.
Yeah.
No?
No. Well, to be. So I've been a little bit, preoccupied. She's got this collar that doesn't have like any kind of clasp at all, and it's constricting. It's just so annoying. She can't even get her finger between it. She's scratched her whole neck raw. Like a dog with a cone. She's in the cone of shame. She's not having a good time. So.
Yes, fake marriage. There's a fake marriage between me and my real life husband.
Yes.
Well, it's so convincing.
So, I part of me wants to see if I can get Peter to have Hal describe what he remembers of Phineas without Peter pulling up the character art.
Oh gosh. Phineas Blackthorn, I'm pretty sure he said his name was. He had fancy robes, exquisite shoes. They seemed impractical, to be honest. I'm not sure how he actually walked in them, but they were very nice. He had quite a few books. His cat was driving me insane because I just wanted to talk to it, and he could talk to it, and it would talk to him, but it wouldn't talk to me. Yeah, he used fancy words that I didn't recognize, and that's about it. That's all Hal would remember.
Hal is just a boy who wants to talk to an animal so badly.
He just wants to have an animal bestie so bad.
See, if you're in the Discord, you'd know that Hal had an experience where Diana turned into a creature. It was very shocking. He was slightly scared, but also they were close to dying, so, adrenaline took over. But in the moment, he still was like, I wonder if she could talk to me in that form. Because then he could talk to an animal, and that would be cool.
Wow.
She might eat my head off, but can she say I'm going to eat your head off?
Ada couldn't say it, but you'd know that it would be happening.
Yes. Diana can shift forms, so it'll be fun.
The three of you pass lunch in the tavern and the afternoon and dinner. It ebbs and flows with the day and the usual comings and goings of people. There are times where it's just the three of you sitting around waiting for the fancy robed cat-talking person. And there's times where you can barely hear one another because there's so many fishermen in and out of this tavern. And at this point in the late afternoon, that is exactly what you hear. It is just an absolute din of excitement and noise. People talking about the oncoming storm. The fish were very easy to catch at the end of the day just because they all seemed to be fleeing the shallow waters, and they were scooping them up on their way in. So you've got a lot of happy patrons around you, and our main barkeep, our head barkeep York, is having a grand old time with all the people coming in. You see this man; he's 5'8", and if it wasn't for the fact that he was 5'8", you would assume he's a Viking because he has this gorgeous beard that's braided. He has bracers of the old gods on each hand. His tunic is fur lined, and his hands are worn with work. But he's an Avarsian, and you can just tell.
So he's a poser.
He's everything good about Falcon's Ridge. He's the balance.
There's something good about this place.
Clearly, our people have influenced it, so.
What was the
That could be.
name of the barkeep?
York. I have a terrible picture of him that I will throw in the stream chat with spoilers.
I love pictures.
I did not get to edit this picture, so please bear with the really bad backdrop.
Oh no.
It's a modern backdrop that shouldn't be there, but there's your boy.
Okay.
There's York.
So we did you actually meet a wizard? Are we actually going to find this guy?
Yes, I'm sure he will be here. He seemed very trustworthy.
And you'll stand there with the wizard.
Probably feeling things I've never felt, if that thing is like joy or happiness or something. But yeah. I just need him to take this.
You're welcome, everybody.
Perfect.
This is why you're so popular.
Something of reference. Was it say what time he was planning to arrive here?
Well, I had told him it would take me 4 days, and that was a day before I had run into you guys. Well, you had run into me at the tavern. It took us 3 days to get here, so he should be here sometime soon.
All right.
I think.
And
And
that's
he pulls out his map and starts looking at it again just to make sure. Yeah, because he was here, we were here, then we went there, he went over here, and then he went here. Yeah, we must be in the right place. I think.
I need so much to drink.
And the camera pans out, leaving Falcon Ridge down below. You see this beautiful port city on a peninsula. From above, you can see the 3 roads, one coming from the north, where the Vikings live, one coming from the south, where Avarcia is, and one coming from the west, where the lizard shifter folk are said to hide. Reptilian shifter folk is probably a better word for that.
We can't say the lizard and I.
You may not sing the lizard and you.
Okay, but
Oh,
that would be so cool.
That would have been a
Right?
much better title than the one I gave you guys
Lizard,
for
lizard.
your little Session 0 channel, and I'm very disappointed in myself now, but it's fine. We zoom a little further, and a little further, and we come down on the pair of hikers, traipsing through the fields of Avarcia, with the woods of Edna just a little. Did I say that right? I'm sorry, Kat, if I butchered your.
Oh, the name of my people? I think it's
Yeah.
Idra.
Idra.
I might need to check.
Sorry,
that,
I
though.
didn't write it here. It is. You're right.
Edna Mo.
Edna Idra.
And guest.
It's Idra
With the
Mole.
forest of Idra. Morle. Not this side, is my Morle. What? I had coffee before stream, okay? I'm here for this. You both feel this awkwardness as you're on the border of your own lands where neither of you want to be. But by sunset, you'll be in Falcon's Ridge, and all of this awkward tension will be over. And then it happens. From the crest of a hill, the pair of you see the sun as it begins to kiss the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over the lapping sea. The boats have been moored a little early today due to the unsettled waves, and the small town below you is bustling. At least in the way a small town can bustle. You take a deep breath after your long journey, and the salty breeze carries the faint bitterness that rides on the air before a storm. The village below you is a patchwork of charming cottages, square stonework houses, and wooden huts segregated by 3 large cobblestone streets that wind their way into the center of town. The 3 roads come together, encircling a tower in a roundabout kind of way. And then they wander together as one down towards the bustling harbor. Fishermen are hauling in their catches of the day and tying off their boats for the night ahead. And as you finally leave Avarsian lands and make your way down the ridge along the Avarsian road, the villagers on the outside of town greet you with warm smiles and a little bit of curious glances.
There's no wall? That was a question for Phineas. Sorry.
I have not been here in many years, if ever. I don't know. I told you I was out of the area that I charted. I guess there's no wall. I suppose we are not. Most of the struggle is internal to Avarsia, so maybe there is less cause for concern, or certainly no time to build a wall over here.
Interesting.
Give me a history check. First roll of the night.
23.
Wait, that wasn't even just the first roll of the night.
19.
That was the first roll of the season. Everybody hydrate just for funsies.
And since you're rolling real dice, we want to see them. I want to see what dice you chose to roll.
So this is my Ray dice. It is sparkly. It is pinkish reddish. And it is her set of dice because she was a dancer at the Red Mare Tavern. Which
The Pink Pony Club.
Correct. Which for those of you who have any interest in Chapel Roan is 100% a play on Pink Pony Club.
I love it.
Meanwhile, Phineas, I rolled this one. That's obviously not coming right now. There you go. It is. Yeah, I know the TikTok ways. I know the ways of the Utes. Is a nice, like, rusty, brownish look. Very scholarly is really what I was going for when I picked this one. And so for a history check,
Dark academia.
Like yeah. I've got some shinier ones that I can show y'all later, but this is the one I picked for a history check.
You're so youthful. You're so in touch with the youth. Well done.
There it is. That's what I go to Nathan for.
Okay.
He's my translator. Both of you have a realization at the same moment. There's no threat here. Why put a wall where there's no threat? If there was an alliance between Southern Avarsia and Idra, then yeah, this would be a hotspot of challenge. But as of now, there's no reason to fear the North.
Oh no. That is a real possibility. Phineas is thinking this out loud. There's no threat here, but there could be and there should be if I would just get my act together for my father.
What do you mean?
Okay. I've told you a lot about myself so far. One of the things I didn't tell you, I told you that I was running from family obligations. What I did not tell you is that those obligations were that I was arranged to marry the Princess of Idra, a gal named, hold on, I have it in my notes. And Phineas would remember this, and I looked it up earlier.
A gal who made such a good impression. That
A
her
gal,
name?
a gal I never met. I arranged, never met, a gal named Oki
Understand.
Nissa. And so, because I know my father's an asshole, and because I will not be part of his games, I left. And I decided I was going to have a nice time studying at the library. And then the library burned down, but you already know that.
Just having fun isn't hard when you have a library card.
But if I had just done what he wanted, I had just married Okinissa of Idra, then the tide of the war would almost certainly be turning in my father's favor.
Nisa,
Until then,
not
I don't...
Nissa. My
Excuse
ruler's
me?
people, their last name is Nisa,
Nisa, Okinissa.
not Nissa. And I think her name was Okai.
Okay, Nisa. Okay.
Wait. So you were engaged to marry a person whose name you can't even pronounce?
My father gave me the note, he threw it at me, and there was not a whole lot of discussion beyond that.
Wow,
So
he's
I am
truly a
sorry I
stand-up guy.
learned what I know from reading and don't know how to say it out loud.
So
you have
valid.
a
So valid.
It didn't come
Wait,
with an
Rysam
audiobook.
too?
Stop.
I did not assume that your father. I would have assumed that he would have at least had a conversation about that and known the name of the person and passed that on to you. My heavens, he's worse than I could ever imagine.
Yeah, no. All I have, and Phineas pulls out the scroll because he kept in his backpack to remind himself of what he was leaving, and he hands it over to her. He's like, "This is all the notice I got." Although apparently he went and told a whole pile of people. This was distributed far and wide, probably to try and coerce me and force me into the relationship, as it were.
Ah, we love a manipulative bastard.
Yeah,
Love that for
now
him.
you see what I'm working with.
Love that for him. I unroll the scroll. What does it say?
It is with great joy and anticipation that Prince Reginald and Princess Viola Blackthorn announce the betrothal of their youngest son, Mr. Phineas Blackthorn, to Miss Okai Nisa.
Wow, they really just went there. It short, sweet, to the point. Do you think your parents ever met the family? Do you think they know how to pronounce her name?
Gods no. They probably send a messenger back and forth, maybe some money to try and grease the palms of whoever they needed to. And I am sure that the marriage was more in terms of strategy than anything else. They probably offered them a huge sum of money once my father secured the kingdom. But as it is now, there's 3 warring factions, and well, my aunt wants me dead. So the other faction. So maybe there's one faction of the three that likes me. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not. DM
You're
says
just
no. Nope.
making friends
everyone
everywhere,
hates me.
boy. You are just making friends everywhere. Oh, what did I get myself into?
One right here. Are we friends? We've been traveling a little while. Are we friends?
Yes, you and I are
Okay,
friends. You
cool.
have none
It's
others.
two. I've got maybe one back at the university. Okay, it feels he's kind of acquaintance territory.
Yeah.
So
You got
I
me and
got
Sadie.
2 or 3. And Sadie just a familiar friend, you know, it's a thing. I don't know. So I got
mean,
maybe
she's
3 to
my
4
friend.
friends. Well, obviously.
We're gonna just make our way into town and try and figure out where we're going. So where did you agree to meet Hal? I can't remember.
Oh, there's always a bar. There should be a tavern somewhere in this town. You know, Falcon's Ridge Tavern. You know, you gotta eat. Guys gotta eat.
All right. So we're gonna try and find us the tavern.
How are you going to find the tavern?
I'll walk in and look for the place where most of the people are going.
I would like to point out, though, that it is important to know that Phineas is currently dressed like a bard, and Ray is dressed like the sexy lumberjack from TikTok, the female sexy lumberjack from TikTok.
I was gonna say, Phineas is gonna walk in, and the only thing Hal would recognize would be those fancy shoes.
Yeah, because the
And in
cat's a
the
different
meantime-
color.
I took your shoes. You are not wearing your shoes. The only
I don't
thing
even
that
have
looks
fancy
like you is your
shoes.
glasses.
Okay, I wasn't
In the meantime,
sure.
Diana's gonna be like, "That guy's got nice shoes. Is it him?"
I wasn't
Oh,
sure
no.
if we swapped
What
all the way
about
down
his
to the
shoes?
shoes. Or if I've been hiking around in these horribly impractical high heels or something.
No, you think Ray would let you do that? Come on.
I didn't know I was doing that until a few minutes ago.
Let's remember that Hal's shoes consist of like cloth wrappings that were sewn into leather bottoms. So like his shoes aren't even really shoes. They're more like glorified moccasins.
So the bar for fancy is really low.
Fair enough.
Listen, last season, Peter's character didn't wear pants, so this
Correct.
time he's barely wearing shoes.
And he's
And shirt's
technically not wearing
optional.
a shirt. It's really just like a 2-part robe.
Yeah.
So
You know, that's better than no pants.
he does wear harem pants because he is
I keep
of the
trying.
humanoid persuasion.
Gross.
I keep trying to make this man wear clothes. And every time.
Hey, you get one
He's
side
like,
or the
"No."
other. Take your pick.
You know what? 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 I'm good. Wear
We need to
pants.
clarify though. That the last season he played an Aarakocra. He played a bird. Okay.
Yeah, he
He
was.
was just like a pantsless guy.
And that was
he's a
the
bird.
whole reason why Janine couldn't flirt with him, because he was a bird.
He's a bird.
I mean, your character being a vampire didn't help either.
Yeah.
But
You
No, I
can
know.
only
I-
suspend
yeah.
disbelief so far.
There was a sexy vampire involved. I was just like, bird, vampire.
I won. Sorry.
All right. We're gonna say it's the reason you don't get there till after dinner is because neither of you stop and ask for directions from the very
Yeah.
friendly people who are very, very kind.
Hal
Ray is
walked
just
in
gonna
and found the
keep
bar
looking-
immediately because he talked to everyone.
Yes.
Ray is just going to keep looking at Phineas and be like, "Do you know where we're going?"
So you're not going to
So they,
take
like, married
initiative
her.
to ask for directions? I figure a bar in town would be obvious. I'm like, the most people are probably going to the bar. Maybe not.
Yeah, but you said the most people are probably going to the bar, and we've gone to the docks. We've gone to the cemetery. Don't ask me why. Maybe there was a funeral today. We've gone to the market. We've not gone to the bar.
As Ray turns and starts explaining to Phineas the obvious options in front of him, you see a little light go on behind his head. And you do a little like shift to the right, and you realize that right in the middle of town, you had kind of walked past it, is an obelisk, and at the top is a lighthouse. It's in the center of the roundabout, so this is the tower of the town. This is the centerpiece that brings the three cultures together. It is the monument to the different cultures and people groups, and probably where anyone would go who was trying to find someone, they would go to the big light on a stick.
The McDonald's.
Why don't we just
Just
try
one info
the city
center.
center? Let's just try the city center.
All right. Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
All right. Before you do that, I need both of you to make me a nature check.
Oh, shoot.
Let's try the red.
While they do that, should we describe what the three of us are wearing so that they'll know what they're walking into?
I was gonna do that upon entry.
We can
so
wait.
yeah.
We can wait.
We have
Three.
15.
Ray is convinced that night is falling, and it's because the sun has set. Sorry.
Listen, in game she's supposed to actually be good at like survival, but apparently nature today she's just fed up with Phineas because he won't
Nature's a different game.
shut up. He has talked the entire way here. It has been 5 days of him talking mostly to himself.
Phineas has been killing every intelligence check he's been given, though. And
It's true.
I mean, eventually that luck is going to run out, but right now, really enjoying it. Feels true to character, so.
So, Phineas, you do feel that there's a storm brewing. The wind's really picked up coming from the north. It's a little chillier than what you were expecting, and you're starting to realize you probably need to be taking shelter for the evening, because it's going to get nasty here soon.
And we all
entering
know
the center of
from
town-
the Discord that he has no idea how to make camp.
Correct. I will drop a picture. So standing outside the obelisk, the two of you look around. Here comes the obelisk, because I can't draw for the life of me, so you get stuck with AI art, people. I'm so sorry.
We'll get better because you know how I feel about AI art. It's fine.
I know.
We're just using it for quick
And I guess-
reference, not actually like produced works. Because again, Swen made all our character art.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. We have good stuff for the real important stuff. This is just hashtag going alongside it. From the middle of town, you look around and you see that there are a bunch of people starting to file in to this one particular place. It's called the Crossroads Tavern. You really should have seen it coming in here, but you came from the south and its sign is facing east, so you missed it and decided to go to the docks instead. It's the obvious place that you're looking for. Please go in the tavern.
Into the tavern we go. Hey, look, that big light bulb right above my head. Let's go in there.
Before we do that, I'm going to just take an assessment of people who are filtering in and see if I see any threats to Phineas.
Ooh, all right, give me an insight check.
Not actually good at that, so.
Max, don't worry. I've thought about it.
13.
It seems like everyone here lives here. It's a bunch of common people. You do see very quickly some Yuanti. You see some reptile shifters. You see not particularly common one, but they're here amidst the humans. And the humans are definitely of multiple varieties. Some wearing fur, some wearing cloth, some wearing cloaks, some wearing trousers with like straps on them to allow them to be waterproof. And it's a pretty chill village vibe going on.
All right.
Entering in, you see what I had described before. It's a very Viking themed tavern, though it is some modern tavern elements. There is a bar, there is a barkeep, there are tables, but they have the benches like you would find in a traditional Viking area. The rafters are high, and the noise is very, very, very loud. So we are going to pop on a bio break, and when we come back, we will do some hopefully friendly character descriptions and introductions.
Yeah, Ada, friendly. Hal reminds her.
I'm always friendly.
So friendly.
Just, this is my friendliest face.
That's okay. We're gonna tear each other apart. It's gonna be
We
great.
are going on a bio
Oh,
break.
it's me
We will
so
be
good.
gone for 5 minutes. There will be tunes by Arcane Anthems. There will be a commercial to keep the pre-roll ads away and a timer so you know how long we are gone. We will see you soon. We're back. Hope everyone got a snack.
Hello.
And we're having... So for all of you out there, while we're getting everybody back together, the only person who got all of the backstories was me, obviously. And there's so much still to be discovered throughout this campaign, but this was the first time that Nathan got to hear Ada and Diana, and he's over here messaging me in our secret planning channel. We have the same backstory. It's great. So this has been delightful for me to watch what I've seen, this train that I've seen coming for months now. Just kind of collide and crash and we match.
Oh, it's gonna be really
You have
fun.
the same trauma.
It's gonna be so fun.
They're
to
gonna
see...
be like besties.
Yeah, it's gonna be very fun to see the similarities and differences with how we each handle it and go through it. It's gonna be awesome.
And before we move on, if you haven't, followed our channel, go ahead and do that now. There's plenty of you here, so if you haven't hit the follow button, do that. If you've joined the Discord, go ahead and do that. It is for free. It's in the link tree. We do a lot of stuff back in there, so you want to be in there. And if you're feeling generous, we do have a Ko-Fi link for $3 a month. You can support us, and then I think get access to secret stuff, which we may do more of if there's more subscribers.
It's true. It's fun.
Anyway.
I also recently learned within the year of 2024 that as an Amazon Prime member, I get a free subscription for Twitch. So I have given my subscription, I think, to Rules of Redemption. I might have passed it to the Tabletop Friends this past month, but
I need to just
We'll
log
see.
into my parents' Prime account because they're not using that thing.
Yeah, get your parents subscribed to us.
I mean, I mooch off of them for the free shipping. So I might as well just log into their account and mooch off them a little bit more for the $5 a month.
Doesn't cost them anything. And it doesn't cost you anything if you use your free Prime subscription to subscribe to Twitch.
That's right.
And if you have your own Twitch account, you can do it for your own thing too.
We don't have big perks for the Twitch subscribers, but we appreciate it nonetheless.
We do. All right. Rolling into this tavern, you hear a lot of noise. There are very few seats left open. And as you look around, you see quite a few people looking back at you. Hal, give us a description. What does Hal look like as he's scouring his map and hoping to find his secret cat talker?
Secret what?
Cat talker? I thought of about 7 words and none of them were appropriate. So
Were you thinking
got
of
cat talker.
Pussy Whisperer? Because that's what I was thinking.
You're talking about your own husband, so I'm...
You mean Whiskers and his wizard?
That's cute.
We're gonna go with Whiskers and his wizard.
That's
is
on brand.
what Hal would have named him. So, Hal is it's colder up here, right? Because we're up further north. Yeah, so he's got his he's got a 2-part robe. One is a thinner material that he would normally wear on warm days, and then he has his overrobe, which is thicker to keep the cold and rain out. So he's got that bundled around him. His map laid out. It is a magically protected map because the people who gave it to him knew that he needed that. One, because he's never traveled outside of the desert he grew up in. And 2, he is not necessarily, I don't want to say not careful with things, but
Discreet.
yeah, he's not discreet. He has definitely spilled things on it. People have tried to stab the map to steal it from him. That doesn't work either. So, lots of adventures. But he is huddled over his map, just making sure that he's in the right spot because he doesn't want to mess this up. He really wants to talk to Whiskers. And he is also currently...
Does it, like, automatically, like, update? Like, is there a little dot that moves along with you on the map? Because that would be cool.
I'm going to go with no unless Rob says yes.
I'm going to say you can't see the dot.
I can't see the dot, or Phineas?
Correct.
How?
You can't see the dot.
Interesting.
For reasons.
We're not going to get into that now, I guess. And he is also currently trying to reattach the spearhead that he took off to put in his fake wife's boot to cross the Avarcian border. But he has carpenter's tools, so he should be able to figure that out. He's got his, golden locks flowing and his bright smile. Even when he's focused, he's still happy.
Hal, go ahead and make me an investigation check against, we're going to use Phineas's passive sexy.
Just trying to use my
Yes, my
show my
husband's
dice.
passive sexy is very high.
What was our
No, it is
passive
not.
sexies again? I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
Yeah, so I forgot what reel we all saw, and we decided that this is a thing we needed to institute. So your passive sexy score is your charisma score. Just
Okay.
flat. What it is what it is.
Okay.
I hate to
Great.
break it to you, but Hal's sexier than Phineas. And he got a 14 on his investigation.
That honestly tracks, though. That Hal would be sexier than Phineas. At least for the
Phineas is a
outside
nerd.
world.
Come on.
So we're gonna go with yes. You are able to ID the wizard.
I know those
Wait, his passive
glasses.
sexy is
He's
15.
wearing
Oh, no, it's not.
entirely
That's
different
mine.
clothes. I missed what Kat was saying.
People tend to change their clothes.
Diana's head was on the table after the 15th time that she tried to help ID this person. And she's like, I'm just gonna take a nap. So when he's just like, oh, that guy.
That
Huh?
guy with the glasses.
Where?
Yes, it must be him. And he just starts waving.
He's not wearing fancy shoes.
He must have changed, but those are definitely his glasses. I forgot about them.
Okay.
Look, it's Hal. I also met Hal, or at least I saw Hal, right? Because we encountered them in the Shifterlands.
I was
You didn't.
I was gonna say I was guessing you might have been in the room, but I was under the impression that Phineas spoke directly to Hal as if you were alone.
Okay, I know we encountered you somewhere. I know it was sort of briefly mentioned. Are we hand waving that?
I don't have any record of you talking with Hal, and you have constantly made fun of Phineas. So whether you personally had Ray know who Hal was and look at Hal, I am perfectly delighted to continue this mockery of Phineas.
Fair enough. I'm guessing that one is the one we're going for.
Yeah. Okay.
The one waving aggressively.
Yes. Yes. Well, let's go quickly before he causes a scene.
He already has.
Could you please stop waving?
I just wanted to make sure he saw us. There's a lot of people in here.
No, I think he definitely saw you. Could you just stop?
I'm stopping.
It's kind of hard to miss Hal.
Hello, Hal. It's a pleasure to re-meet you.
It's good
As
to
it were.
see you, Phineas. Where's your cat?
Oh,
She follows in. Sadie follows in right behind right behind us.
Hydrate.
This
Hydrate!
Hydrate
Oh,
because
and
you're.
now- No.
Oh
You
no!
didn't refill during bio break, you rookie.
I hit the bottom of my pot of coffee right before bio break. I didn't think to get water.
Bika always shows
Yeah.
up right
So I at least
after.
came with a backup.
You can't drink glue,
Robert!
Robert. No drinking glue.
Hydrate
Don't
with
drink
that,
glue.
Robert.
Don't drink glue.
Not a doctor.
I thought you were an elder.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to trust you.
I am.
God.
I never said I was going to trust my elder, so.
I
That's
trust
record.
him
How-
with every fiber of my being.
Hal is very excited that Sadie walks in and just goes, "Whiskers! I'm so glad you came."
She pops up right on his lap and gives him the kind of cat brush by and the tail brushing him as she goes. And then she just sits on the table right smack on the map.
Can
Can you
Whiskers see
talk
the
to this
dot?
one?
She starts batting at it.
You're right, Whiskers.
That's
That is where we are.
amazing.
Very good. She is so smart.
Her paw is directly on it.
You do know that
Diana's going to reach
cat-
out and try to, like,
you do know that this cat's name is Sadie, right?
Oh, I didn't know. I am so sorry, Sadie. I just thought you looked like a Whiskers, but if you prefer Sadie, I will call you Sadie. Wait, can you talk to her too?
Cats speak all the time. You have to learn to read their language, what type of meow they give off, how they're walking, how they're sitting.
I
Do
hate
you
cats.
not know how cats are?
I've
he
never
wants
talked
to actually
with one.
speak with them.
Oh, you want to verbally speak with a cat?
Yes.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hi.
Oh,
Hello.
sorry. Phineas, this is. He hesitates, trying to remember whether they are still fake naming or not, and then he's like,
Your
"Oh wait,
real
no, we're
names are
not."
fake names.
Diana and her sister Ada.
Hi.
Oh, I'm Phineas. We're just gonna leave it at Phineas for now.
I'm Ray.
Great. Which one of you is a wizard?
Which one of us do you think is a wizard?
Oh, it's this one.
I hate to be the like obvious guy. I'm literally walking like reading a book.
Do you know how to
Could you?
unlock magical items?
She's got this collar
We could
on,
really use your
and
help.
it is very much bothering her.
Okay, so
Might
this
it
is where we have
Be wise if we didn't have this conversation in a public area.
Oh, does this land not like magic either?
I've never been here before, but generally, if we're speaking about maps and magical items, that feels like the kind of thing that we should do more in private.
we've come to understand that I may not be a well-liked person most anywhere these days.
You seem very nice. Why would
Ray-
I
So
like
less
you?
attention. Yeah,
Ray
that's a
is
story.
gonna have a light bulb moment where she goes, "Oh, different races develop at different rates. Maybe he is a child." And is now gonna start treating Halcyon like he's like about 10 years old. And doing it entirely to be nice because she was being mean to him before.
And Hal is not going to pick up on that. He's just going to think you're starting to be nice to him, and he's going to like you for it.
While the twins are here saying like, "Oh, wait, hold on." All right, this is very smart.
Oh, no,
Okay.
he's not well liked. He has a lot of enemies, and we don't really want to give them access to him or have anybody else tell them that they've heard of him. So if we're going to talk about wizard stuff, we do kind of need to go hide. Do you guys have a room here?
Hal's going to lean in and whisper, "Do you want to use a fake name? We did that to get here, and it was very effective."
Oh my goodness, I love fake names. What should mine be?
love that.
We're
Hal's gonna sit there and start thinking, and he's just gonna like start looking at you analytically, trying to figure out what he would call you.
I'm gonna look over at the two of you and decide that Diana looks more likely to be his mom, and go, so do you guys have a room here?
No.
we've been waiting for you to arrive for the whole day.
I mean, that's understandable. We did get waylaid by giant spiders. Why don't I go talk to the Tavern Keeper?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to the Tavern Keeper.
Oh, it's going to take us so long to get to Corinthia.
So how in what did you just say your name was? Finn?
Phineas. You can call me Finn, I suppose. Or you can call me
Okay.
Ophira if you don't want to use my name. Got options.
No, that one sounds more
Great, Phil.
complicated. How did you two meet again?
Yeah,
Mr.
she's
Dangerous Man?
been kind of appointed bodyguard after I was nearly assassinated down in Jafik. Some guy named Fichi was giving us some pointers and said that she should maybe stick with me and make sure nothing happened.
May not be the safest idea for us to all travel together.
Oh,
Probably
but
not.
I was always told that there are safety in numbers.
Not when you have a bounty on your head.
There's safety in numbers, but that's only if you're going against one common enemy. If we have 15 different people groups coming at us from all sides, I would kind of like to be far away from the wizard once he can get this off. No offense, Phil.
The wizard and not I.
The wizard,
None taken.
not I. Do you think this is something you can deal with? I just
Okay,
need it
so
off.
This is where I need to ask Rob. Would Phineas reasonably assume that the best course of action would be dispel magic? And would Phineas reasonably assume that that is not on the table anymore?
Phineas would need to make an Arcana check.
Okay. And let's do it.
While he's doing that, can we acquire lodging for the night?
Do you want to have a conversation, or do you want to hand wave that?
I'd like to hand wave it.
Okay.
I'm assuming that Hal already paid a
Arcana.
gold piece to the bartender for this town too. So
Probably.
Cool.
So nice.
So we're all
Arcana
gonna
check is-
walk up to the room.
All right. And once we get there, the Arcana check is going to be an 18.
18. So looking this over, you haven't seen too many magical items like this one. Your cloak, again, is one of the most magical things you've encountered. The second most magical thing is probably either your spell book or the quiver that Ray recently discovered was planted on her. While this thing isn't particularly magical, it is definitely some sort of magical binding. It's curious that it's probably some form of abjuration, and yet it's still functioning.
This really shouldn't be working anymore. It's kind of a long story, but like this is abjuration magic. So abjuration magic is this very
I don't
complicated
care.
school. A lot to get into. So I'm going to give
I
you the
don't
short
I
version.
care.
told you he was very smart.
Great. All right.
Ada, it's just better if you let him talk.
Yeah,
Trust
I'll
me.
give you the short version, but there's a whole library, my library, burned down, and abjuration magic just stopped working. Like I should have been dead 2 days ago. I'm
And we
not.
all wish you
because
were,
you've
but
been through
would you
so
please
much.
take this?
I don't know how this thing is still working.
Well, it is. So, can it be taken off?
May I
Dispel
interject
magic is probably your only course of action here.
Okay.
May I
Can I
interject
spend
for a
Hold on.
moment? Okay.
While they talk, can I spend 10 minutes casting Identify to try and really learn the ins and outs of this thing?
Look at you go.
You're gonna have to convince Ada to let you sit and stare at her
Okay.
neck for 10 minutes.
I think I need to be touching the object. I think I need to be sitting there like on it for 10 minutes.
Fine.
Okay, all right. I'm going to do my best. You guys talk.
Touch me.
He pulls out spell book and he makes some motions and is like, I'm not touching you. I'm not looking at you. I'm not touching you.
Diana is so amused by how much her sister has been subdued in the last few days by this one magical item. She's just like, if there was a way I could paint this forever, I would.
I just love the fact that you're talking
I
to
will
her
bite
like
you.
you're talking to Bossy, who is one of our cats. I'm not looking at you. I'm not touching you.
Uh-huh. Yep.
That is very accurate for Ada. Ada
Very-
has
very
so cat vibes. Like, you know, like she's a shelter cat. She's like, I want love and affection. Don't actually give it to me though. No, thank you. That's fine. Like, I'll be by you, but I'm not interested in anything you're doing.
And the funniest
Also,
part
how
is
a
that
cat would behave if it had a collar on it.
the funniest part is that Hal
Yeah.
compared her to a desert cat earlier. So
Yeah. She lost it.
Not really well.
Ray's gonna say, so you said it's working. What is it doing?
It's
Hal goes quiet for the
Holding
first
back.
time that you've seen him.
it's holding back a very important part of myself that I would like back.
Like a third eye?
No, that would be ridiculous.
No. That's absurd. I turn into a fucking wolf.
And have you tried turning into a wolf since it's been put on? What proof do you have that it's working?
Diana.
Do you want me to try this
Yeah,
one?
try. Why don't you try?
Okay. Ada, unleash. This is a very small room.
Well, it's a good thing nothing works.
And
Ada,
it's
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt.
It's a 16 con save.
All right, you fail. I'm gonna need you to roll me 3d10.
Oy vey.
Can I do anything with my
The-
portents to help with this, Rob? At this point,
11.
or is it too late now?
That really depends if you want to use it on yourself, because I need you to make a dex save. Because you're touching it.
Yeah. Let's take one of those 18s off the table and take the dex save. Dirty 20.
There is this necrotic and just containment that you watch for a moment as Ada's skin starts to ripple. This transformation is suddenly forced upon her. It's not something she's trying to bring out. It's against her own will at this moment, and her body responds. And as Phineas is finishing his spell, he watches the pearl begin to smoke in his hand as he's trying to identify what this collar is. The collar comes alive. It shocks in a circle, and the moonstone starts to glow, and then the light goes out, and this darkness just almost strangles her by the neck for a moment, and you're taking whatever you rolled.
So 11 points of damage.
11 points of necrotic damage.
Oof, ouch.
And you do not transform.
Interesting.
Diana's
With a
Is
dirty
run
20, am
over
I
and-
okay?
You are okay. You managed
Okay.
to
Good.
avoid it.
interesting.
Are you okay? You're right.
So you see, it works.
Is that the only way to trigger it? Your transformation, I mean. You don't have any personal
Well-
control over it?
No. I have. But I have control over my mind when my sister calls me. And during a full moon, I have no control whatsoever. This is it.
So as you can see, we want the collar off now before we get to any moon cycles. That would be good. Did you make any progress, Wizard, so that that doesn't happen again?
So what you discover is this is not abjuration magic. This is natural magic that exists within the stone. The reason it can't come off is because the metal that goes around her neck is connected within the moonstone. You're able to pretty quickly identify the moonstone. It's something you've read about. You've never seen one before. They're very, very rare. And as you're trying to peer in, you can tell that there's actually a lacing of moonstone. How they did it, you can roll a crafting check if you so desire. Lining the interior of her collar so that there's a full 360-degree wraparound of moonstone around her neck.
Okay, what's the crafting check going to be?
This would probably be jeweler's tools.
I don't have jeweler's tools. I have alchemist supplies and calligrapher's supplies. I don't suppose either of those are going to be super helpful.
You can do a DC 20 alchemy check.
Okay, so
It'll give you more of the moonstone properties than.
I'm going to
how
roll
they
a
did it.
d20, and you tell me how. I don't know how my tool proficiencies work very well.
It's going to be
so-
if this is a knowledge check, this is going to be intelligence plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, intelligence plus proficiency bonus. Got it. Hey, cool. So that'll be a 20, and then what my proficiency is plus 2, 22.
Nice. So with this particular stone, it must have been crushed or something and then really superheated in order to re-solidify. So it's just basic properties of melt down and harden. So how they made it, how they were able to connect it, it's not particularly logical, but there's absolutely some sort of innate magic here. So dispelling it should allow it to just kind of pop apart.
Okay. Wait. If I dispel it, it should pop apart, and this is where I pull out my handy dandy scroll sheet. Scroll. I have 2 scrolls of dispel magic. I don't know if this is going to work because, from my understanding, I don't think this should work. But I am going to try and make it work. Okay. Give me a minute. He starts riffling through his pack, looking for the scroll of dispel magic. And we are going to see, because this is abjuration, dispel magic is also abjuration magic. This also should not work, but I have the scrolls, and Ada is clearly in distress. And so we are going to try and make it work. And if it doesn't, we'll have learned something, maybe, hopefully.
That wizards are useless.
Okay.
Try.
Generally, yes.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay.
I don't think you're
And-
useless, Phineas.
Okay, if everyone could just shut up and allow me to think so I don't fuck this up, that'd be great.
Sorry.
So
Interesting.
I don't have 3rd level slots. Do I need to make a caster check for this?
Yes, you do.
All right, not risking that. Let's use our other portent and call it.
The rest of our journey just does depend on your success. So
18 on the dice.
Plus.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm still learning how to do this whole wizard thing.
is there anything I can do to help you? I mean, I have some magic.
18 on the dice plus my intelligence
Plus
because that's my
guidance.
casting. Is plus 4. That puts us at 22.
Roll your guidance from Diana.
Plus, I'm giving you guidance. I'm helping you with my prayers.
Okay. 22. That puts me at 25. Do I have proficiency for this?
You do not.
Okay, I don't.
Might be able to help also if he needs more help.
Only a bard gets to add proficiency here, and that's a half proficiency.
Okay. That's 25. I don't, because it's the roll of the dice plus my casting ability, which is intelligence, is 4, is 22, plus the 3 on the guidance is 25. Am I looking for anything else here?
That's up to you. The DC was like 15, so.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay. I'm like, we're
You're
level
making us
3.
anxious, Robert.
A 25 has got
You're
to
such a
do
turd.
it.
I saw that coming.
This is like, that's what I thought, but I didn't know well enough. This is like that clip of Matt Mercer with Critical Role, where they're all trying to figure out what they need to roll for Scry, and they're like, oh, we're gonna put this on, we're gonna put that on, and then they're like, does that do it? And it's like, you don't roll for Scry.
Just happens. The other guy rolls for Scry.
Exactly.
But, yeah. You watch as the writing on the page begins to float in your hand, and the glyphs and the runes leave the parchment. Everyone can actually see this, and there's a beautiful glow, and you definitely have a whole lot of attention on you right now in the middle of the tavern.
He moved up to a room.
Bedroom.
Okay, so your window is lighting up from the outside, and nobody really seems to care. The glyph lifts off of the page, and you just kind of take your hand, and again, you've never cast this spell. You haven't even studied this spell yet, and you just kind of push it at Ada's neck, and for a moment it resists, and you feel everyone around you just kind of really, really needing you to do this. And then it happens. Ada, you feel it more than you see it. The click. It's not an audible click, but it's a breath. And then it just kind of falls. And it dangles on your shoulder for a moment. And then there's this clatter on the floor.
Thank you.
Can I
Yes.
ask?
I am glad that worked. I don't know how that worked.
Can I ask
Can I?
where you got this?
Oh yeah, I found it in the cottage.
Oh no! I'm talking to Ada.
Oh.
You.
Phineas just assumed you're
It
talking
tracks
to him.
though.
It tracks, yeah.
I mean, you can ask it, but I'm not required to answer.
No, but if we're talking about magic that should not exist and magic that does exist and was used in a way that captured your essence, that magic could exist again, and knowledge of where you got this could be very valuable.
But
This magic is not very uncommon where we're from.
no.
Abjuration magic isn't uncommon?
No, Moonstone.
Yeah, we have.
Moonstone does this. We have our. I'm not wearing this. We have our Moonstone necklaces, and there are Moonstone caves where we're from.
So if you
The
can
fact that this is made from Moonstone is not surprising.
So you can wear a Moonstone necklace, but this affected
Think of
you
like this.
differently?
You drink wine, yes?
Yes.
1 glass of wine. It will ease you. It will comfort you. You will find relief. You have 7 glasses of wine, and you will be unconscious and not yourself. That
And very
is
spendy.
how.
That is my
Yes.
favorite, when they have 7 glasses.
Right. Well, consider more than that, and it's understand high concentration of
This is-
Moonstone equals
yes.
more, and Moonstone touching her body is much more rather than being surrounded by Moonstone. It's the whole thing. The
There
Moonstone.
was a Moonstone cave. It made me have very good transformation cycles, and I would nap in the Moonstone cave. It was great. But
And it always affects you with necrotic energy.
What is that?
Oh, necrotic energy. So basically, once you start getting into the details, necrotic is kind of like the energy of death. So a lot of times, what this looks like is somebody
that's
drawing
good.
on the
Yes,
life force
yes,
of another
dead
person.
energy. Right.
Ted,
Okay.
I've never.
Do you think
I
that
don't think
my
I've
people
ever-
don't have any
No.
of this because we have too much sand? Because we don't have any Moonstone caves. Just sand.
I
I
don't
don't
think sand
enjoy
has anything to
sand,
do with
but-
it.
But
I don't
I
like
would love
sand.
for you to tell me
It
more
is
about where you're
rough.
from later.
Of course.
And it gets all
Everywhere.
over the place.
It's everywhere.
They do say that,
Very
yes.
irritating.
They are very wise,
We're-
Mr. Howell. They are very wise.
We do snow. Snow is good. And
I've heard stories about
Possible.
snow, but I haven't seen it yet. I am looking forward to that. Do you think we'll find snow when we find
you
Ivan?
in summer. Probably.
Great.
I'm sorry, Mr. Howell. Let me just take this back to the important conversation here. Does Moonstone always have a necrotic effect, or is that different?
The death effect? No, this is not the death effect.
So it remains that somebody is able to take Moonstone, put additional magic on it, and harm you. It would be good
No.
if we would know who that was.
Perhaps, but this is not an uncommon sort of collar amongst my people. I have worn one before. I've worn one many times, actually, when they didn't know how to control my shifting. So,
And they took it off the same way that Phineas here did?
No, there was a
usually they're
key.
the ones that we had the key.
So again,
They normally have keys.
I will reiterate.
I don't care where it came from. I understand what you're saying. I don't care where it came from. I'm
we
grateful.
don't know where they sourced this one.
I'm grateful
Who is
that
These
it's
were not
they?
people we knew. These were people who were supposed to guide us, and instead they robbed all of our stuff and tried to kill us. So we didn't really know too much about them. We
They're
didn't stick around and keep their names.
See,
Yeah.
that
They
is
worked
all I needed.
for a man called the Ghost One. That's all I know.
Very interesting.
So when you said that somebody was hunting him, somebody's hunting us, and so therefore, if we join together, there would be more hunters looking for us all together. So maybe traveling together might not be so helpful.
But Phineas
Easy
did
targets,
help
huh?
you, and I want to keep helping you. And I'm also supposed to help Phineas. But I can't do both of those at the same time.
Well,
But I
then
want
it looks
to.
like we're stuck together.
What? Why?
Where are you going?
Are you
Are we even going in the same
are
direction?
you really going to anger Mr. Hal here? He has been very useful, and we should, to the best of our abilities,
sorry,
cater
anger him?
towards the next generation.
You could. How old do you think Kyle is?
Well, I'm unclear on that.
Oh, I'm
But because
19.
different races.
He's a grown person. And who's is not very prone to anger, let me
Are
tell
Oh no,
you.
I try to avoid anger to the
sure
best of my ability. It is
he's
not helpful
fully
in any
mature?
circumstance.
No.
Okay,
Ada.
thank you, Ada.
Well, the brain of a human doesn't really mature until it's like 23, 24. So
You
we probably got
know.
a few more years. Really, I mean,
Brother
I'm like
Marcus,
just on the edge
Brother
of it.
Marcus told me that wisdom has been chasing me, and I've just always been faster. But eventually, it should catch up.
I see. That is very useful.
Would you like me to sprain your ankle and see if it helps?
That could be quite amusing to
I
watch.
don't think
I would
that
help.
will help. I've sat put in one spot for a long time, and it didn't change anything. So.
Good.
You do
Try
realize
Phineas, where
that
are
he
you?
intended that as an
Where
insult.
are you going? Yeah,
Well,
no, that's
right now, I'm trying to figure out whether I feel like going back home to try and figure out what happened to the king who suddenly died, or try and put an end to this war. Or, there's also potential for a whole bunch of the magical libraries to burn, or like these towers that harbor all the magical energy of the different schools of magic. I just told you about necrotic, and then there's
Phineas?
more
you know what? You know what? Hold on.
specifically with
Phineas,
how.
that information is not public.
I have an idea. Diana is going to Corinthia to get allies. Phineas needs allies. And if Phineas and Diana are allies, everyone has more allies. And I think if everyone is together, then no one is fighting. That's how we do it where I'm from.
Curiosity, what are you guys running from? What allies do you need? I don't ask to be rude. I am genuinely curious. I know a thing or two about battlefield tactics.
Not running from anything necessarily, just avoiding those who wish us harm and running towards a glorious future and Valhalla.
We have to go to Corinthia to meet with my betrothed.
She's getting
And
married to Ivan.
there is a war back home. Yes.
Are you going to be the ring bearer?
He's not a bear.
Bearer, sorry.
Is there or is there not going to be a bear at my wedding?
I didn't want to impose. I'm just making sure that she gets there safely.
Yes.
I don't
Anyway,
100%
what a
remember what agreement that
strong
Phineas
bodyguard
and
you
Hal
are.
had for like what we were planning to do together, other than like he had a map and that was useful to me. So Nathan has floundered a
think
little
we're-
bit to figure out the specific direction that he agreed and is planning to go.
I think we're assuming that you were trying to go to Corinthia for an unspoken reason.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a tower there.
Libraries.
Yeah,
Okay,
for that.
that sounds right. Cool.
And Hal wouldn't have asked because that wasn't an important part of the journey.
That's where Fichi suggested we go. Fichi did not give me a whole lot of information. Let me tell you, nice man, light on details. I
All
probably
right,
should
so
have asked
we're
some
going-
questions.
In the same direction.
Look at that.
Right.
Fate has brought us
After some
together.
sleep, because man, I could use a nice rest in, a bed. A bed sounds nice.
Well, I did get us 2 rooms here, one for each group of individuals. So this is one, the one next door is another. I hope you don't mind that I got you guys a room. It seemed relevant, considering it is dark.
I appreciate it very much. Diana, could you just...
Yes.
I just would like to not be with 2 legs right now. Can we just... You just
Sure.
ship me outside.
We'll be back before morning, for sure.
Question for the
you know what?
DM. Can I learn that other scroll of dispel magic if I have sufficient time and funds? And would
And
Phineas
third
know
level
this?
spell slots.
And third level spell slots, sure. Okay. It's abjuration.
It's complicated.
Okay.
All
yes,
of the
I'll take-
abjuration spells in your spell book don't work anymore.
But if I... Right, but I have a scroll. So scroll, if I put it into the spell book, will it work? Would Phineas know? Okay,
We can work on that. I know
Okay.
the answer.
I know, and I'm really not trying to metagame. Which is why I'm asking, would Phineas know this? Because he's confused about why it worked the first time, but he's got one more scroll of it. It'll be very handy at some point to have permanent access to this thing. But if I'm wrong, then I've just wasted the scroll, presumably. So, okay, we'll work it out later. Okay.
Meanwhile, Hal is just
I'm really not trying to metagame.
Hal is just watching Diana
I know, it's
and
great.
Ada leave longingly because he really wants to know what Ada's wolf form looks like, because they described her as having dagger-sized teeth, and he just really wants to see that. But he doesn't want to be weird and follow them.
He can follow if he wants to. He's gonna get
But
a
he
real
wasn't invited.
surprise. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
My goodness. I mean, Diana will probably be back. I just wanted to sleep outside.
Hal's also gonna.
The last inn.
Diana might not be. She might not be back because she can also turn into a wolf.
That's true,
A
too.
smaller
Yeah.
wolf, but I got her
Phineas
sister sleep outside
absolutely...
herself.
And Phineas absolutely
Normal size
doesn't
wolf.
want to sleep outside. I've had enough of that in the past 4 days for a lifetime,
Fancy
but something
wizard
tells
does
me
not
I got a
want-
few more rough nights on the cold hard
It's
ground.
very
Goat
different
noise.
to sleep outside as a person than it is to sleep outside as an animal.
Mhm.
So
Well, Hal's gonna get himself a room. That way, Ada and Diana will have a room to themselves.
I don't want a room though. I'm going to make that very clear that I
Right, but if Diana comes
have
back
no-
to sleep in a bed, do you want it to be a bed that Hal's in?
clearly
no.
she doesn't care because the night before she didn't care.
I just assumed that Hal was on the floor. If she comes back, keep an eye on her, and I will be keeping watch outside. It's
Oh,
all that matters.
all right then.
That she is safe.
I'll just sleep on the floor again.
Great. Floor. I will enjoy the outside.
You can sleep on the bed, child. It's fine. I will wake you up if I come back, and then you can go to the floor. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
See you later. Okay. You too.
Ada doesn't actually flip him off. They're not that close yet.
So I have wonderful news for the group. You have
Okay.
survived your first interactions.
Woo.
Barely.
And as I set up the itinerary for the expected plot of tonight, we didn't even have to roll initiative at 9:05.
What were we supposed to get
Achoo.
to that required us to roll initiative?
You
Tune
didn't know.
in next week to find out.
Okay.
Ah,
We did a lot of roleplay
I-
tonight.
You guys were phenomenal. I had a delightful time. If it wasn't obvious on my face, I hope everyone in the chat got to enjoy all of our nonsense. And if you missed stuff because children, I think it goes on YouTube or something like that.
These are recorded.
It'll be
so.
available on
They
Twitch
are
for
recorded.
like 4 weeks, and then it'll be available on YouTube forever.
Nice.
And I'm just glad I actually remembered that I had the Scrolls of Dispel Magic that Rob clearly gave me for exactly this purpose. I didn't completely forget about it.
Because if you did not be able to spell that, we would have to find a different wizard.
Yeah.
I'll
find
like,
another
Magic, I don't
wizard.
think this should work, and I don't have it. And I'm like, wait a minute, I do have it. So let's try and see if this works. Yeah. New to the wizarding. If you couldn't tell, doing my best. I've got spreadsheets to try and keep track of all this nonsense.
This isn't just new to wizarding. This is also new to wizarding, and you handicapped yourself.
That's also true.
Yeah. The thing for everyone to know is that many of us are playing classes we are not comfortable or used to. So have grace, because we don't know.
I have no idea what we're doing.
No idea what we're capable of.
And it's 2024 rules, so it's all new stuff too.
Yeah.
So even there's new stuff for me even. So.
Don't even know how dangerous we can be.
I keep sending Peter all these munchkin things of like ways I find to break the game as I'm playing around with bad guys. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Sending them to me. I love breaking.
Because you'll use them against me.
And he won't.
No,
Probably
he's
not.
a monk.
Yeah, actually,
he's very very good at lying.
See, the struggle.
Unfortunately, I trust Peter.
The struggle we're gonna.
I also trust Kat to use it to my advantage.
Interesting. The struggle that Hal is gonna have is that at this point in his life, he has never killed a person ever.
Ha!
I don't see why that should have to change.
I killed someone at 11 years old.
And furthermore, believes that he should be able to live the rest of his life without needing to kill anyone. We'll see how that works.
That's not gonna go.
I don't think Diana has ever actually killed somebody, but she's been okay with the murder of some people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't drawn the final blow, but I have a werewolf sister.
I just got wrecked by a few spiders. Phineas isn't exactly looking for a fight.
Facts. All right, friends.
All right, it's 10 o'clock. We're on time,
it.
y'all.
Wow.
We actually did it.
I'm so proud.
All right. We are going to close out here. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, same place. Until then, have a great rest of your week, and we hope that we have redeemed your Monday. Good night.
Bye.